So, with a week to go under a week actually to go until the Fever play their first basketball game, Caitlin Clark was being interviewed today while at the New York Yankees game, and she was talking about how she feels coming into the second half of the season. But anyway, if you guys are interested in what's going on in men's basketball, don't worry, I'll be only pumping this for or pitching this for another couple of days. We're at 127,000 or 127 subscribers. We can hit 130,000 by like the end of the day. That'd be incredible. But Caitlin Clark is someone who has basically been playing basketball nonstop since September, and you can just see in every single interview, especially coming up towards the All-Star break, how much she was struggling. Like, she was struggling, and she said about the three-point contest, and she was like, it's not even, like, basically, she needed a break, but it wasn't, like, physical. She was like, I just need that mental break, the emotional break, and I think that was the main thing with the three-point contest is I think in the state that she was in, she probably wasn't, with the fact she didn't have her legs under her, she probably wasn't capable of being a three-point, or, like, being a contest shooter at that time. She probably wouldn't have won it, and not winning it, there's no point if you know you're not going to win going into something like that, but she seems so much more relaxed in these interviews, but all she's talking about, and it's all Christy Sides has been talking about too, is that Caitlin Clark has her legs under her. All they're saying is like Caitlin Clark was like she has her legs under her, she's hitting the shots again, and by the sounds of things, it sounds like she actually wasn't even hitting shots in practice, which is a concerning thing. That in practice she was struggling, she wasn't hitting like she was expected to. So, because again, this is only practice, and Chrissy Sides is like, oh yeah, she's back, like her legs are back, everything's back. So it's great if you're a Fever fan. It really is great if you're a Fever fan, because you've now got a Caitlin Clark who is at least back to her physical best. And the fact is, again, Caitlin Clark not being at her physical best, and then she goes and has the best stretch of basketball of her career, is still crazy to me. It's still absolutely crazy. And look, if Caitlin Clark comes back and becomes, like, she, in the month of June, when she had a bit of rest, she shot 36% from three. I know she shot 40 in college, but if she comes back and shoots, let's just say 38% from three the rest of the year, she's probably not going to, let's just say even 35%. If she shoots 45% from the field, 35% from three the rest of the way, she probably, just even shooting the same amount of shots she shoots, which is not a lot, is probably averaging 25 a game the rest of the way. And she will probably still average close to 10 assists. It's madness. It's absolute madness what could be happening for the rest of the season. And that's all she's talking about in interviews, is she's talking about how great it was to get a break. It's interesting, though, seeing her going all the way to New York. I don't actually know how far Indiana and New York are from each other, but it seems interesting that she's doing a few non-basketball things. And when she's answering all the questions, she's talking about how, like, basketball isn't everything, and once kind of the game's done, basketball doesn't really matter, which is kind of crazy from a person with the kind of mentality of Kobe and MJ. Well, we all know that she's just saying that to say that. And also talking about how that, like, a lot of kids are saying how much they're looking up to her, and she's just happy to hear that because she used to do projects on other players when she was a kid. And a lot of people saying, oh, she's, like, wanting her to leave the league and stuff. It's like, it's not really what she wants to be the greatest ever. She basically, in everything she says, she basically wants to be to other people what Maya Moore was to her, and you don't do that by not playing in the league. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, I think she does play in Unrivaled. I think playing 3-on-3 makes her work on some weaknesses more so than playing overseas. I don't think there's really major purpose for her going overseas this year anyway. I think there are scenarios where I think there's just too much basketball in your legs. Her going overseas means she basically plays in her college season again. Comes into the WNBA next year, like, with her only break really being this 1 month Olympic break. I just don't think it's going to be good for her legs at the pace that she plays at. So I think Unrivaled is still the best decision for her, because I don't think 8 months of playing of not playing is good. Like we've seen it with, like obviously Breanna hasn't gone overseas, and a lot of people think that the reason why it took Breanna 4 years to become this MVP level player and not say 2 years. I know she was injured her first year, but they were like, she was really good in 2022 and 2023. They were saying had she gone overseas or done something in the offseason, they think she might have been better quicker. And I don't think Caitlin Clark can make a decision that will prevent her from being at her best in the WNBA season. But yeah, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary hours second half of the season. It's going to be absolutely scary hours, because if a Caitlin Clark without her legs under her, going through a shooting slump, playing 11 games in 20 days, being guarded like no one in history, came out of all of that and had the best 5-game spell for a player to ever not win a Player of the Week and Player of the Month. Like again, no one has ever averaged 20 and 10 and not won Player of the Week. Caitlin Clark did it in 2 consecutive weeks and didn't win it. No one has ever done it, averaged 20 and 10 assists. Sorry, not 20 and 10, 20 points, 10 assists, and not one Player of the Week. In the history of the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has already done that twice in her career, and nobody for a month has ever averaged 20 points and 10 assists and not one Player of the Month. Caitlin Clark didn't win Player of the Month. So it's like, you're looking at a player who's already playing at the level of the best guards in the WNBA. She's already arguably the best guard in the WNBA, and that is without her legs under her. If Caitlin Clark was not exhausted, like just wanting to do anything but play basketball, like she was the only player that really treated the All-Star game like an All-Star game. Like she was there joking with people on the sideline. She was joking with Flaujae. She was joking with Sue Bird. She was like, when she was talking about the like situation, when she was talking about the record, the Sue Bird record, she was literally there like, oh, I'm breaking that. And then when she was told to come in for a recap during the game, like she was literally told to come in, just goes, no, I'm not coming in. And at the end of the game, she was like, oh no, I need to leave the record for Sue Bird. Like she could have easily broke the assist record, was asked to be subbed in, and literally said no. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it, lads. Caitlin Clark is going to be absolutely scary. And I mean it. She's going to be absolutely scary the rest of the year. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. I'm looking forward to see what's happening. She's going to be one of, if not the best player in the entirety of the WNBA through the last 7 or 8 games, or not 7 or 8, the last 14 games. So anyway, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? And thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.